When it's time to step up to the plate, it's a rewarding feeling. It's invigorating, and it holds a lot of responsibility. So, as a Gen X, as a Gen Xer, my whole generation, it's time for us to step up to the plate. Generation X marks the spot. Welcome to my channel. I'm Tanya Holly, the Brooklyn Medium. On the other side of the veil, however, they call me Omega. And if you stick with me, you'll find out why. And also, in the comments, please tell me what's your forever name. Because Omega is my forever name. I do not plan to incarnate over and over again, ever again. I'm what you called a Trojan one. And I'm sure that's what I will attract to this channel, amongst so many other types of people. But the Trojan ones, the 144,000. And I say Trojan and not chosen because there's plenty of chosen. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. We don't limit the Most High God. Okay? But the Trojan ones, that's like SWAT when it comes to law enforcement. Okay? So we are behind enemy lines. I mean, technically, I guess everybody is. But we're in the most thick of things. And so when you see these collective reads, it's because just like SWAT, we are all interconnected. We are the fifth dimension. And we got to think the opposition, the opposing energies, as a small child told me in a premonition of theirs, that they saw them throwing a bus at me right after they had already thrown a car at me. And I got back up. Then they threw a train at me. And I got back up. Then they threw a plane at me. And I got back up. And then that was the end of it. I was like, can you remember anything else? I'm like probing. I'm like, can you remember anything else, shorty? And he couldn't. And that's when my elders stepped in. And they're like, and so they threw a plane at you. And in return, you threw a whole plane back at them. The fifth dimension. Welcome to the age of Aquarius - Capricorn. I do have receipts. We'll get into that in the next read. A lot of my receipts are through Sumerian tablets or other ancient artifacts. But they threw a plane at us, and that's when we finally got out of cryostasis. Crying. We got out of crying. I'm dyslexic, but I am a medium, so my mouth will shift. It's just what it is. My mouth is a cemetery for the gifted that keeps on gifting. What's your abilities now that you're no longer going to be reincarnating? What's your forever name? What can you do? What are you doing? Okay, that you should probably keep under wraps. I'm getting a lot of that information now. Your abilities as an avatar at this point, as a Trojan one at this point, is to stay quiet, not to tell your plans or show your hands too tough, right? As a Trojan horse, we are looked on as bait or a snack or something like that. And this fuck around and find out Jubilee, right? So we're brought in far deep into enemy lines. And they're just reveling and everything because they got us, right? And then when they don't see it coming, here's this kraken, the new crack in your streets. The 144,000, you better believe it. We are the new crack in the streets, okay? Can't get enough of us. Tapped into us for a very long time, for generations. We've been prepared for this moment, right? As you can see here, the ancient Sumerian tablet. Call her whatever you want and call this one whatever you want. For me, I'm going to call her Wonder Woman, and I'm going to call her Cheetah. If you watch that movie, if you're into the comic books, if you're into DC or Marvel, um, you're really going to enjoy these reads because we're going to bring it to practical terms here. But you see this person here, she's not, and this can go for male or female now. You could swap out these two and put a male here and put a female here. Put Hercules here, because Hercules is known to slay and handle that lion. Okay, but in this strength card, and most of the strength, a lot of the strength cards that I've seen, you don't see this right here. You don't see this one. That's the reason why you are strong. The reason why you got that halo. Okay? All of this, the regalia, the honors, the energy. This is a Trojan one. Very strong. Emboldened, a medium. In between heaven and earth. Some might say a demigod. A goddess. An empress, of course. Definitely not your average everyday, untapped in, obsessed. Because what are you looking at? What's this? You see this? This a problem. And a solution. Oh, okay, here we go. She the reason. He the reason. Because when you wear a pair of jeans and a basic t-shirt and they got on Bergdorf Goodman, you still come through like Wonder Woman. This one right here, this is going to be an abomination eventually. When they tap into the Trojan horse, they become this. Want to be it so bad, you now have become an abomination. This is what we're dealing with. And we know that. The collective reads, it's the same thing across the board. It's this individual representing covens and conglomerates, corruption, obsessed with what you have and how limited they are. And, you know, let's get into the reads. We're going to start with my sensei's oracle, Papa Legba. Now, I sit at a round table. I don't just sit with the Orisha and the Loa alone, which is a huge honor. I sit with all the pantheons. What round table, you might ask, is this? And why is this Papa Legba in a rendering out of Madison Square Garden before it was completed? And why is Papa Legba so angry? Oh, we shall soon find out. So I'm beginning with the first upload with Papa Legba. That's how you begin and you end it. That's your generations, well, I'm hearing generations, but that's your Genesis to Revelations for generations. You start with Genesis and you end with Revelations, and then you fold that Bible. You scroll up time and space and you put Genesis and Revelations together. And that's what's happening. That's all the sirens, all the madness, all the craziness, the desperation, the obsession, the tapping in through magic, left, right, and center in every continent, all over the place. It's more of magic as the reality than it not being magic. You got sigils on currency. You got magic everywhere, okay? You got all kinds of stuff going on, even in currency. So magic is all up and through and around, and the abuse of it, the corruption of that practice of manipulating energy like an avatar, like Yeshua. When he said you can walk on the water, you can do everything I did. I raised the dead, I made some good wine, I did all these things, and then I got crucified for it. That's what's going on right now. I got crucified. So now that I'm back, because, you better believe Yeshua took the throne. I wouldn't be here giving this read. There wouldn't be collective reads right now. There wouldn't be Trojan Ones. There wouldn't be a need. There wouldn't be purpose if Yahshua didn't receive the throne from Baba. I call who we normally call Father God, I call him Baba. Baba kept his word and gave his son the throne. And his son, we now call Father God. So what happens to Baba God? Where is he? If he's given the throne, what happens to him? Well, he comes back down here. He folds. He's somewhere having a slice of pizza somewhere, don't even know who he is. And you might be like, explain this. Where are you going with this? The throne that they like to sit in, they like to control, the heir apparent or the Hierophant, the fifth level of the major arcana. The throne is your physicality. So God gave his throne, and went into spirit and gave Yahshua, who was in spirit, his body. All of this is done in Zion and our Father's house of many rooms, as per stated in Book of Revelations. So we have a good idea. I do have renderings and receipts of what Father God looks like. I'm very proud of him. But I understand why he's so angry and wrathful, as per promise, as per prophecy. He will keep his word. Upon his return is nothing but wrath. And now here's another truth. There's always been a mother God. Best kept secret. She folded a long time ago, before Baba folded. She folded a long time ago. And been down here in the reincarnation, the matrix, the sacred geometry, getting it in with us, going through it with us. Yes. She don't even know who she is. But now that the son is now the father, he too has a bride. So he is wrath. His bride is Doom, Van Doom. And they are doing what they need to do here as per promise. They will come for that crown. They'll come for anybody in this energy and escort them to hell. So you have a lot of walking damned coming for the Trojan Ones, coming for them hard. Very disrespectful, very nasty. Throwing cars at them, buses, trains, planes, and then all of a sudden we're like, boom. And on some Incredible Hulk type, we threw a whole fifth dimensional plane back. As of 2018, the kingdom of heaven has began its descent. As of 2018, September 2018, the kingdom of heaven, during an occultation. I'll get into this. I have the science and the receipts to back up everything that I'm talking about. I'm an OG. I gotta have the receipts. I gotta be able to, this is a huge responsibility to speak into people's lives. I take it very seriously. And there's a lot of people who know that I am not playing games here. No, I'm not. Generation X marks the spot. We are here. And it's our turn to get on that plate and break it on down and bring it. Be responsible, right? So there's a lot of Trojan Ones who's in the Generation X. They came for us, didn't they? They came for us. Poured drugs and crime, disease, AIDS, everything. They came and they was like, let's smite out any of these Trojan Ones. And yes, we still here. But we've been drained and tapped into so people can have their little yachts and mansions and, you know. But now we're in a totally different age where God has taken the throne. And anybody who's been tapped in and running our show, running how we live physically, spiritually, mentally, compromising us, draining us, keeping us in poverty to mess up our bloodline going forward. So we'll go from an honored bloodline to a breadline. While they continue to cake off. Now, they did tap in and they've turned into this demon energy here. With the demon energy, you see this massive scrotum? You see this? See, they tapped into this. They didn't realize that when you took our energy, our essence, our blessings, our purpose, this is for something greater than just some greedy, self-centered, lustful, filthy. Because I'm telling you, this person right here, they house, home is filthy and nasty. They're probably about to face eviction because that's what they kept sending to a lot of the Trojan ones, right? You just bought that nice house. Now you can forget about that nice house. Say bye-bye. Wrath of God is now here. Maybe the house stays there, but you're getting a chemotherapy drip. And not to say everybody who has suffered or suffering through cancer right now has anything to do with this shit here. But that's one of the byproducts of tapping into an energy that is nuclear, atomic, and you have no business being near it. No business tapping into it. Except for nothing's in vain, everything in divine order. If you didn't do the tapping in and create yourself an abomination, you're walking around just profusely foul and evil and wicked and getting your behind handed to you in this fuck around jubilee that we are, fuck around find out jubilee that we are currently in. Now that you are in it, to lose it, not to win it. Because we already won, the Trojan ones. We're just like SWAT. We're right next to each other. Everybody got their hand on each other's shoulder. That's why the collective reads are so on point. It'll be the same church, but the different pew. We're going through something the same, right? And everybody who tapped into us is now sitting up here very demonic. Just like Cheetah when she was comparing and competing with Wonder Woman, and it just went all the way left. She was a mess. Yuck. And that's what's going on here. And there's a lot. We're going to talk about her in particular. This is an actual person. This the same way we have the collective of Trojan ones, we got the collective of this particular individual right here. Oh, we're going to get going with Cheetah. We're going to get going with her. She the core of it, but there's a whole lot of those. A whole lot of those carrying on. Angry with God, I'm sure, because they're like, God, you don't love me. Look at all of this and look at me. Meanwhile, this was just to incite that in you. You had a chance to do this. You had a chance, but you just had to put the work in. Instead, you wanted to compete quietly and secretly to the side. You wanted to do all kinds of spell work. Heart attack spell work, graveyard spell work, stinky this spell work, and bad this spell work. Lose your job spell work, lose your hair spell work, lose your teeth spell work, lose your this, your that, mess with your kids stuff. I mean, and you're messing with our kids, the Trojan One children? Our children are already in their North Node. I promise you. You can look at all the Trojan One, look at your kid. When they step into school, they step into a building, they there to deliver something. They're there to put a stop to the corruption and the foolishness. They're already in their purpose, whether they're on the autism spectrum or not. That's why they're being attacked and misbehaving in certain type of ways. But they signed up for this eons ago, just like we did. They got the assignment. They're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. But the spiritual warfare of these two energies is so off the fucking chain that the need is so great, and we see it, we feel it, we hear it. The sirens all day. Some days the sirens is even worse. That's the day that it was really coming for you, but it ricocheted, right? The need is so great that the kingdom of heaven has already began its descent. That's what you're feeling and seeing and beholding. And Father and Mother God, Wrath and Doom, Van Doom, is here. And if you are not ready for the age of Aquarius-Capricorn, and I will get to that. Oh, I got the receipt for that. I got the Sumerian tablet for that. Stick with me, right? Stick with me, okay? I got the receipt for that. When you are in a situation where you want to take off those training wheels and start walking on water, even if you're not walking on the water at Brighton Beach, you know, hey, big up to New Yorkers, right? You're not walking on the water right there, okay? All right. But in your meditation is you walking on water. And your prayer, and how are you praying? Who are you praying to? Because if you're praying to Yeshua, right? If you're praying to him, he's going to be like, but I told you could do what I can do and more. It's a whole different physics now. I'm not like Baba. That's why he folded down and gave me the throne as per promise, because for what needs to happen next needs to be a whole different father energy. Take the training wheels off, put the dumplings down, and get to work. You praying to me, but what you got to do for you? What can you do? Ask me for directions. Ask my peoples at the round table, the new Ark of the Covenant, the new Jews who rule shalom, the new Jews who rule peace, who reeling in peace, who rule peace. The new chosen ones, whether you're Hebrew or you're African or you're Latino, Latina, it doesn't matter. If you are anointed, are you at this round table because you paid a grit to sit at this intergalactic, interdimensional round table? I hear Tupac. What up, Pac? You know Pac is in that. You know Pac is at that table. Carrying on too. Cutting up. That new Ark of the Covenant. Woo wait. I can't even. Did I pull a card yet? I haven't even pulled a card yet. This is an intro. This is an intro. That new Ark of the Covenant. You have your Noah's Arks and stuff, right? You just need some wood and some pitch. You know, and you build it good, and you build it steady while people are laughing at you, right? And then here comes, cataclysm. Ain't nobody laughing no more, right? But then you have like the Ark of Moses, that you have to have special instruction from the Most High to build this. It's already a science that's established in Egypt. Moses was raised with that science. He was raised in privilege. Now take it and flip it, right? And you saw how powerful that ark was, what it's capable of. Now take that and flip it. It's an interdimensional, intergalactic, round table of different species, 4 main sectors with a central core sector in the center of it. I got the blueprints. I will be providing this for you. We got to talk about the Ark of the Covenant. There's no way around talking about it, because that's the new physics that we're in. So the old physics, the old blueprint, is antiquated and has been removed. It's a new, intricate, and incredible blueprint as the new matrix, the new physics. Now that the new Ark of the Covenant is in play. Each quadrant, 4 quadrants, 4 apocalyptic horsemen and women, as per prophecy, and then a central core inside. It's profound. I will be providing these things for you. Relics, all kinds of stuff. So stick with the channel. But the bottom line is, with that new ark, there had to be a special wood. Any supernatural ark needs a special wood. Not a Noah's Ark, I'm talking about a supernatural ark. So the wood that we are using, well, it's already been used. It's been commandeered. Some of y'all probably already, y'all like, oh shit. I know what kind of wood. I know what wood. I know the wood. Oh shit. That explains everything. Yes. Hollywood. What up, Hollywood? We'll take that now. People might be like, Hollywood. all that blasphemous Babylonian type situations, how would you take Hollywood to build the Ark of the Covenant? Well, you got to understand what the Ark of the Covenant really is and what Hollywood was always destined to be. So we're going, this is the basis of my channel. And if it's Hollywood, you know that we got a lot of celebrated people on the other side in this spiritual warfare, fighting the celebrated in the 3D. Oh, this spiritual warfare ain't no joke, is it? Yeah. There's a reason why Hollywood was chosen for this intergalactic, interdimensional new arc, and why they threw cars and buses and trains and planes on my, and then now there's a whole plane thrown back at Hollywood. And anybody else who thinks it's okay to take over your throne, tap into your energy for greed and jealousy and competition, secret competitions. And then now they're confused as to, I don't know why I'm sick, why I'm dying, why I'm going to prison. Because you got hustled by a Trojan one. The quiet that we are behind enemy lines, the more the forces that they don't have an answer for, they don't have a death spell for, pours out of us and wreaks havoc. Let's see about this Papa Legba card. Oh, Sean Combs. Sean Combs. The end of a wicked cycle via special delivery. Sean Combs. Could you tell us why Sean Combs? Because he be wildin'. I love Bill Murr or Bill Burr. I'm dyslexic. I'll tear your name up in a minute. I call Robin Williams Robin Harris, Robin Harris Robin Williams, and both Robins laugh at me on a regular basis. What up, Robins? They're like, holy Baphomet Batman? Yeah, lots of Baphomet stuff. Now, Bill, I'm not saying no Baphomet. I just like this. I screenshot this and I love it because he's one of my favorite comedians. What up, Bill? 10 of Pentacles. Oh, Papa Legba, bringing in the 5 of Cups, misery. All the way to the fucking 3 of Swords. It actually says fucking because, you know, it's Papa Legba, so he gonna go off, right? So this is Papa Legba right now. I'm not fucking with y'all. I'm not playing with you no more. I'm a savage. Yeah, so I'm going to have to explain what Sean Combs got to do with this. He's now in this. We all know that. He's this. He was this. He did. He drained a whole bunch of these. Right? He did whatever he did to this energy. He did whatever he did to this energy. Allegedly. And now, they have given him his forever name. Stick with me and I'll tell you his forever name. And stick with me, right? Because I got a lot to give you. A lot that you have earned and that people wanted to keep back from you for so long. Special delivery. Thank you, Sean Combs. Thank you. I've crossed paths with him more than once, child. But the first time I crossed paths with him is the catalyst, which brings me to this point today. So I gotta say thank you, Sean Combs. Okay?